This is the KUSI News at 6.
Welcome to the KUSI News at 6, live from Costera Restaurant on San Diego Bay. I'm Sandra Moss.
And I'm David Davis, in for Alan Denton. Thank you for being with us. We've got a lot to talk about in this hour, and it's all about the coming year, 2018, the 2018 elections. I know it's 10 months away, but already we're talking about that. We have a police chief to be named here in just a couple of weeks, and of course we have a homeless crisis that just won't go away.
A lot to talk about, and KUSI contributor and AM 760 radio host Mark Larson is here to talk about some of these things. And I guess first and foremost,
I love the new studio.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
It's not a bad work environment, is it?
Very nice. I love that. Yeah.
Chief Shelley Zimmerman will be retiring in March.
Yeah, and she told me on radio the other day that if she knew what she knew now, years ago, before she got into the retirement program, she most likely wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, she loves her job.
But she does, and that's why I said I can't imagine you're going to sit on the couch or the rocker and just kind of wait for whatever. What is going to be interesting, first and foremost, will be this selection process that's been very, very quiet by design, so that people aren't lobbying, and we'll see what that looks like once there's a puff of smoke and we know who the contender or contenders are. You can bet there will be some blowback from some quarter or more somewhere, because that's the way this goes.
They're already gearing up for that.
Right, and that's one of the themes we'll see this year politically. City Hall got very cranky at the end of last year. We've talked a lot about the union leader influence, not so much the rank and file, but the leadership who go down to the city council meetings and sit there within the front row or two and basically send the message that, you know, we're running the joint, or we're trying to. So that's a concern. We saw it right around the holidays how 4 of the council members stepped up and said we got to change the process for selecting the president of the city council, make it less political. That's going to be tough sledding, because if anything, union power has been expanding. It's expanded at the Port District. They're trying to expand it at the county. So that's one of the things to watch this year as well.
And it's amazed me that it's back to the police situation, that there's been no leaks whatsoever. We have no idea. They're supposedly,
which is great in this environment.
It is, but I mean, normally a name or two will come out.
I mean, it leaks everywhere else. Sacramento, Washington, D.C., there's plenty of leaks.
But the likelihood is it will be somebody from within, because that's been the way they've played it.
The way, and a lot was made about having to go outside. And frankly, I think when you look at San Diego, and any of us have been here for a long time, that doesn't always play well in the community. It's kind of like, you got to, what do you mean? There's good people here. You got to go to L.A. or somewhere else to find someone. So we'll see where that goes. And then, of course, related to that is the homeless issue. There have been great strides on that recently. The hepatitis A epidemic is sort of
slow start,
but now finally on that, there are points where you can't back off from that. You can manage it. They have to manage when a lot of these people go back, bless their hearts, for another booster shot and whatever. That's going to be on the radar for some time. It's gotten better, but the damage was really done early with the message that, hey, you mentioned San Diego around the country, and they'll say, oh, how's that hepatitis A thing work?
Which kicks us into the election season, because something on the ballot is going to involve homelessness. What do you think about that initiative? That is the convention center, but it is also homeless.
Yeah, and that's it. Well, first of all, I think it's a good idea, just personally, to address the problem. The question is that the best mix? You have an interesting collection. If you saw I know we saw the announcement where you have some union people in there. You've got homeless advocates. You have people who really know what they're doing. They've been dealing with this issue for a long time. Something needs to be done, but San Diego doesn't traditionally move that quickly. The convention center, tied to that, is another big thing. I've been here long enough to know, I've seen the first 2 phases that once they were through court challenges and delays and everything else, they were never quite big enough. So that's going to be something. Gets back to the law and order issue, too. You have to be able to control this. They have to be able to control vagrancy. You've got to make it an attractive city. People don't plan their conventions and say, I'm going to come next month. That's years in the making. You talk to Joe Terzi and folks, people are making decisions now for 4 or 5 years, 10 years out. So,
well, it's nice that we're looking ahead about things that are positive to come, instead of debating and wondering if the Chargers are going to stay and go, because that took all of last year.
Are they still playing?
Sucked out the air.
Right now they are.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
All right, Mark Larson, always great to see you.
Never a dull moment. Of course, we're watching all those elections, with the 49th and all the drama. ICE's old district, what Hunter's doing, he's running.
This isn't a radio show, okay? We don't have that kind of time.
I know. I'm just teasing you for the next appearance.